Trump launches $12 billion minerals stockpile to boost U.S. manufacturing counter China. Russia's Medvedev praises Trump while questioning U.S. naval claims. Trump says, hopefully, no need for military action against Iran. Israel says partially reopen Gaza's Rafah crossing. Iranian police say 139 foreigners arrested over unrest in Yazd province. U.S. President Donald Trump is preparing to launch a strategic stockpile of critical minerals, backed by $12 billion in initial funding from the U.S. Export-Import Bank. The initiative, known as Project Vault, is designed to reduce America's reliance on China, which U.S. policymakers accuse of influencing global prices for key resources such as lithium, nickel, and rare earth elements. These minerals are essential for electric vehicles, advanced technology, and military equipment. The project will combine private investment with a $10 billion loan to purchase and store raw materials for automakers, tech firms, and other manufacturers. Major commodities trading companies are expected to oversee procurement, while a new executive structure will manage operations. Officials say the stockpile aims to protect supply chains, stabilize prices, and provide up to a 60-day emergency reserve of critical materials. The program is also intended to support American mining while limiting financial risk for participating companies. Russia's Security Council Deputy Chairman, Dmitry Medvedev, has praised U.S. President Donald Trump as an effective leader who is working toward peace, even as preparations continue for new talks aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. Trump has repeatedly said he hopes to be remembered as a peacemaker and believes a settlement could be close. A new round of negotiations involving the United States, Russia, and Ukraine is expected to take place this week in Abu Dhabi. Medvedev said the American people elected Trump and that Russia respects that choice. He also commended Trump's willingness to challenge the U.S. political establishment, describing his sometimes forceful style as effective rather than chaotic. However, Medvedev noted that Moscow has seen no evidence of the nuclear submarines Trump previously claimed were positioned near Russian waters. While President Vladimir Putin remains the ultimate decision-maker on Russian policy, Medvedev's remarks are seen by observers as reflecting the views of more hardline figures within Russia's leadership. U.S. President Donald Trump expressed a desire to avoid military conflict with Iran, stating, "Hopefully, we won't have to use it," referring to the deployment of a significant U.S. naval fleet near Iranian waters. He acknowledged ongoing communications with Iran, indicating openness to negotiations. Concurrently, Iran issued stern warnings against any U.S. military action. Brigadier General Mohammad Akraminia emphasized that U.S. aircraft carriers have serious vulnerabilities and that American bases in the Gulf are within range of Iranian missiles. He cautioned that any U.S. miscalculation would not unfold as anticipated, implying a swift and decisive Iranian response. Amid these tensions, diplomatic efforts are underway. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has authorized fair and equitable negotiations with the U.S., with potential talks involving U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff and Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, possibly taking place in Istanbul. Regional actors, including the United Arab Emirates, have advocated for direct U.S.-Iran negotiations to prevent further escalation. Anwar Gargash, a senior UAE official, emphasized the need for Iran to rebuild its relationship with the U.S. through dialogue. The situation remains fluid, with both nations expressing a preference for diplomacy over conflict, yet maintaining readiness for potential military engagement. Israel has partially reopened the Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt after months of pressure from aid organizations, offering limited movement for civilians but no immediate increase in humanitarian supplies. The crossing, a critical gateway for Gaza's more than 2 million residents, has been largely shut since Israeli forces took control in May 2024 during the war with Hamas. Officials described the reopening as an initial pilot phase. Authorities say pedestrian travel in both directions is expected to begin, with hundreds of patients waiting for permission to leave Gaza for medical treatment. Egyptian hospitals have indicated they are ready to receive them. Despite the development, humanitarian conditions inside Gaza remain severe after 2 years of conflict, even with a ceasefire in place since October. Residents say the reopening provides a small sense of hope, but are calling for the crossing to fully open to allow unrestricted travel and the delivery of goods. Meanwhile, Egypt and Jordan have reaffirmed their opposition to any attempt to displace Palestinians from Gaza and have urged full humanitarian access to the territory. Iranian police say 139 foreign nationals have been arrested in the central province of Yazd for allegedly taking part in recent nationwide protests. The demonstrations began in December over economic hardship but quickly evolved into political unrest, prompting what officials describe as the most severe crackdown since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Authorities report an official death toll of more than 300 people, while human rights groups claim the number is significantly higher. A U.S.-based rights organization estimates that nearly 50,000 people have been arrested. Police allege that the detained foreigners helped organize and incite violence and were in contact with networks outside the country. Iran has blamed the United States and Israel for fueling the unrest, accusations both countries have denied in the past. Judicial officials have warned that those found responsible for violent acts will face serious consequences. Separately, Iranian media reported the arrest of 4 additional foreign nationals in Tehran, marking a shift from earlier announcements that did not highlight foreign involvement.